Hello guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Learn English Zone. Today, we have another exciting story for you, full of real-life situations, useful vocabulary, and natural English expressions. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey of a young person starting a new life in a brand new city. Listen carefully, improve your pronunciation, and build your vocabulary, all while enjoying a great story. Let's begin the adventure. Part 1. New City. New words. It was Mia's first morning in the new city. She stood in front of the little coffee shop where she had just been hired. The name was painted in big, bright letters, Bean and Bloom. It was a cozy, warm-looking place with a red door and flower pots in the windows. Mia took a deep breath. She had moved from Brazil to London just 1 week ago. She had come here to study English and maybe, just maybe, find a new life. "You can do this," she whispered to herself. "Just speak, just try." She pushed open the door. First day, first mistakes. Inside, the coffee shop smelled like fresh coffee and warm bread. A woman behind the counter looked up and smiled. "You must be Mia," she said. "Yes, I am, Mia. I'm here for work." The woman chuckled kindly. "You're here for your shift. I'm Clara, the manager. Let me show you around." Mia followed Clara behind the counter. Everything was new: machines, menus, names of drinks. "This is the espresso machine. This one is the milk steamer. Do you know how to make a latte?" Mia shook her head slowly. "No, but I want to learn. I want to learn." Clara smiled again. "Don't worry. You'll learn quickly. Just listen, watch, and ask if you don't understand." Learning English one coffee at a time. The first customer came in. A tall man in a suit. Customer: "Hi, can I get an oat milk cappuccino? Extra hot? No foam?" Mia froze. She didn't understand half of the words. "Oat milk? No foam?" Clara whispered, "He wants a cappuccino with oat milk. Make sure it's very hot, and don't put too much milk foam on top." Mia nodded nervously and tried to make it. Her hands shook and she spilled some milk. "Sorry, I do again," she said. The customer gave her a small smile. "It's okay. First day?" "Yes, first day, first coffee." They both laughed. The man took his coffee and left a tip. New words of the day that evening. Mia sat in her small room and wrote down new words in her notebook. Foam, the bubbles on top of milk. Oat milk, milk made from oats. Extra hot, hotter than usual. Shift, the time you work. Espresso, strong black coffee. She also wrote, "Today I learn not be afraid. Speak even with mistake. People are kind." A message from home. Later that night, she received a voice message from her mother in Brazil. "Mia, we are so proud of you. Don't give up. Every small word is a big step." Mia smiled and looked out the window at the city lights. "Tomorrow I speak better than today," she said softly, and with that, she fell asleep, dreaming of cappuccinos, English words, and new beginnings. Part 2. A funny customer and a new friendship. The next morning, Mia arrived at Bean and Bloom 15 minutes early. She had reviewed the menu the night before, practiced her pronunciation, and even watched a YouTube video about how to steam milk. "Today, I make coffee without spilling," she said with a smile. Clara greeted her with a thumbs up. "You're early. That's a good sign." It wasn't long before the first customers started walking in, and then he walked in. A young man, about her age, wearing a bright yellow raincoat and carrying a tiny dog in a backpack. He looked around like he'd just landed from another planet. "Hi," he said cheerfully. "Can I get a flat white with almond milk, 2 sugars, and, do you have cinnamon?" Mia blinked. That was a lot of words. Flat white, almond milk, 2 sugar, yes, and cinnamon, maybe? She turned to Clara. Clara nodded. "Yes, we do, on the counter." The man smiled. "Awesome. You're new here, huh?" Mia smiled shyly. "Yes, I started yesterday." "Cool. I'm Theo," he said, pointing to the dog. "And this is Muffin. He doesn't drink coffee." Mia laughed, her first real laugh at work. A tiny mistake, a big laugh. Mia made the flat white carefully. She steamed the milk perfectly, added 2 sugars, and sprinkled a little cinnamon on top. But when she handed it to Theo, she said, "Here is your flat face." Theo stared at her for a second and then burst out laughing. "Flat face? I hope not." Mia covered her mouth, embarrassed. "Oh, I mean flat white. Sorry." Theo kept laughing, but in the kindest way. "No worries. That just made my whole day." So, break time lessons. During her break, Mia sat at the back table with a muffin and her notebook. Clara walked over. "You're doing great, Mia." "I said flat face," Mia said, hiding her face. Clara chuckled. "That's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. That's how we learn." Then Mia wrote in her notebook, "Flat white, a coffee drink with smooth milk. Cinnamon, a spice for sweet things. Laugh at yourself. Don't take your mistakes too seriously." A message from Theo. That night, Mia found a note slipped into her backpack. It was on a napkin. "Thanks for the flat face. You made my day. If you ever want help with English, I'm happy to help. Theo and Muffin." Mia smiled at the handwriting. Her English wasn't perfect, but it had made someone smile, and maybe made a new friend too. Part 3. Idioms, Ice Cream, and Real English. The next day was Mia's day off. She was sipping tea and reviewing her English notes when her phone buzzed. It was a message from Theo. "Theo, hey, English student, want to hang out today? I promise no flat faces, only ice cream and new words." Mia smiled. She thought for a moment, then typed, "Mia, yes, where and when? An English lesson in the park." They met in a nearby park. Muffin ran in circles around them, chasing birds that were clearly not afraid of him. Theo handed Mia a small notebook. On the cover it said, "Theo's Totally Unofficial English Survival Guide." Mia laughed. "What is this?" Theo grinned. "It's full of fun idioms and phrases we actually use. I thought it might help." He flipped it open and pointed to the first one. "Break the ice. To start a conversation in a friendly way." Mia read it aloud. "Break the ice? Like with a hammer?" Theo chuckled. "Not really. It just means make people feel comfort, like. When I said flat face, it broke the ice, right?" Mia nodded. "Yes, that was funny and embarrassing." Ice cream and idioms. As they walked to an ice cream truck, Theo taught her more. Piece of cake. Something very easy. Spill the beans. To reveal a secret. Hit the books. To study hard. Mia repeated each one, then made sentences. Learning coffee names is not a piece of cake. Clara, maybe spill the beans. She said I like you. I hit the books every night. Theo laughed. Okay. You're crushing this, Mia frowned. Crushing? He wrote in the notebook. Crushing it. Doing something really well. Mia's eyes sparkled. I like this English. It is fun. A little confession. As they sat on a bench eating ice cream, Theo looked at her. Honestly, you're doing better than most people I know who were born here. Mia blushed. Thank you. But sometimes I feel stupid. Words are hard. Theo shook his head. No way. You're brave. You move to a new country. You make coffee, talk to strangers, laugh at your own mistakes. That's not stupid. That's awesome. Mia smiled. You helped me a lot. Thank you. Then she took out her phone and typed in her notes. Break the ice. Piece of cake. Spill the beans. Crushing it. Be brave, even if you feel small. Part 4. Mistakes, confidence, and a second chance. It was a rainy Thursday morning. The smell of fresh croissants filled the air at Bean in Bloom. Mia was behind the counter, now much more confident. She had learned how to use the espresso machine properly, could recognize most drink orders, and even made small talk with customers. But today, something was different. A tall woman in a sharp gray suit walked in, looking at her phone and talking fast. Hi, triple shot soy latte, no foam, extra hot, 2 pumps of vanilla, and it needs to be ready in 3 minutes. I'm late. Mia blinked. That was fast. She caught some of it. Triple shot, soy latte, extra hot. But was it no foam or more foam? She didn't want to make a mistake, but she didn't want to seem like she didn't understand either. So she nodded. Okay, yes, I make it now. The order gone wrong. Mia rushed through the drink. She steamed the milk, added the espresso, and guessed the rest. She handed it to the woman just as Clara walked in from the back. The woman took a sip. Her face twisted. This has foam. I said no foam. And is this almond milk? I asked for soy. She put the cup down hard. People were watching. Mia froze. Her heart was pounding. Sorry. I try again. Clara stepped in calmly. We'll fix it right away. Then she gently pulled Mia aside. A quiet conversation in the back room. Mia sat on a stool in the small break room. Clara handed her a glass of water. I messed up, Mia whispered. I didn't understand everything she said. Clara nodded. It happens. Even native speakers mess up orders. But here's the thing, Mia. When you don't understand, ask. That's not weakness. That's confidence. Mia wiped her eyes. But she was angry. Clara smiled. Yes, but she left with the right drink, didn't she? And you came here from a different country, speaking a different language, and you're already doing amazing. One mistake doesn't erase that. Mia took a deep breath. Next time, I ask. No guessing. Second chance and growth. That afternoon, the same woman came back. Mia saw her and felt nervous, but smiled anyway. Hello, triple shot soy latte, no foam, extra hot, 2 pumps of vanilla, right? The woman raised an eyebrow, then smiled slightly. Yes, exactly that. Mia added, I want to make sure I get it right this time. 5 minutes later, the woman took a sip and nodded. Perfect. Thank you. As she walked away, she dropped something in the tip jar. A folded note. Mia opened it after her shift. It read, We all have off days. You handled it well. Keep going. Mia's notebook that night. Mia wrote down, triple shot, 3 shots of espresso, Soy milk, milk made from soybeans. No foam, no bubbles or milk froth. Ask if unsure, never be afraid to ask. One mistake is not failure. She smiled, closed her notebook, and whispered, "Tomorrow, I'll be better than today." Part 5. The big event and the bigger lesson. A few days later, Clara walked up to Mia with a big smile. "Mia, this Saturday, we're joining a local coffee festival. Hundreds of people will be there. I can only bring one person, and I want it to be you." Mia froze. "Me? But my English." Clara smiled. "That's exactly why. You're ready, even if you don't feel like it yet." The festival begins. On Saturday morning, they arrived at the event. White tents, the smell of fresh coffee, live music, and people everywhere with cups in hand. On their booth was a big sign, "Taste the love in every cup." Clara set up the table. Mia stood behind the espresso machine. Orders started coming in, one by one. The first customers were friendly, but then the pressure builds. A man with a British accent stepped up and said quickly, "Can I get a half decaf oat milk macchiato, extra dry, double ristretto with a dash of nutmeg?" Mia's brain froze. That was a mouthful. "Sorry, one more time, please?" she asked politely. He repeated, slower this time. Mia took a breath. "Okay, so double ristretto, oat milk, macchiato, extra dry, and nutmeg?" The man smiled. "Perfect. Thanks for checking." Clara leaned in and whispered, "You just handled one of the hardest orders on the planet." Mia smiled. Her hands were shaking, but she stood tall. A sweet surprise. Later that afternoon, Theo showed up with muffin and a box of donuts. "Brought fuel for the champion," he joked. He stayed for a while, helping them stack cups and clean up. He also taught Mia a new phrase, "You're on fire," which means "you're doing amazing." Mia giggled and said, "No, I'm not burning." Everyone laughed. Theo smiled. "It's an idiom. Don't worry. It's a compliment." End of the day. When the festival ended, Mia was exhausted, but proud. She pulled out her notebook and wrote, "Macchiato, espresso with a little milk foam. Double ristretto, a stronger espresso shot. Oat milk, milk made from oats. You're on fire, doing very well. Don't panic, ask and breathe." Then she added something Clara had said earlier. "You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be brave."